All right, welcome, nerds. How we doing tonight, people? We got a fun show for you tonight. I am your host. I am Joey, also known as Firecloud. You may or may not see me on Twitch because I don't know if anybody watches me anymore. But I'm also in. I got Phil watches me. Thank you, Phil. Appreciate the love and Destroyer. Irysh doesn't even acknowledge that I do. So tonight we have Twitch a fun show
He's
for
right.
you. Yeah, he's like, "What is Twitch?" We have a fun show for you. We have some interesting topics. We're not going to do the clickbait like everyone else does. We're going to talk some about the virtual E3 that's been going on, a few other things going on in the world, and then one surprise topic that I have not told any of my guest hosts tonight. I am joined by Destroyer. Say hello.
Hello.
I'm just joined by Rob, also known as Irysh, and the Beard.
Ahoy. The Beard.
The Beard. And Phillip, not to be known as Lip or Lippy or Mick Lippy. We've already covered this, I promise.
Or Lip Bastard.
Lip.
What about Lip Biscuit?
No.
Yes.
No.
That's going on a shirt. Lip Biscuit.
Lip Biscuit.
Lip Biscuit or Limp Biscuit?
Lip Biscuit. And I'm going to make the thing like I did with the beard and glasses for him, but I'm going to do your style of beard and the fade over, and it's going to be titled Lip Biscuit.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a really good idea. Quick, take notes.
That has like his face and it's just pointing to his lippy.
McLippy.
Lip Biscuit.
Lip Biscuit. This is a lip biscuit. All right, so tonight we're going to discuss some fun things involving the PS5, the Xbox, what's going on in the world with gaming, and the mystery topic. Are you ready?
Go for it.
Boy.
So Cyberpunk, everyone knows it. Everybody wants it. It's been delayed.
I actually read about that in the
2077. It's official. The Twitter post went out recently. Cyberpunk 2077 has been moved from September the 17th to November the 19th. I'm kind of okay with it. I am not that okay with it. I really, really wanted to play it in September, but then again, this is what, the fourth time it's been delayed? I want to know what you guys think. How do you feel about it? And I have a point to make at the end of it, so go ahead. What do you guys feel?
I'm optimistic that, it'll be completed and there won't be like any major bugs that they have to fix on release. And at the same time, I'm also a little bit bummed out because, we have to wait another couple months. But in the end, ultimately, I think it'll be a good thing for the best.
Well,
I don't have any.
In their press release, they're saying that those of you familiar with the way of the games the way we make games will know that we want to ship something which is ready, and it goes into a lot more detail. I'm not going to read the whole post because you can read it on their Twitter, and if you're following it, if you're interested, you're already following it. You would have already read it. But basically, they're saying that hey, the game is done, but we're going to play it for about 4 months and make sure it's really done. And
we're going to bug test it.
Yeah, there's actually a really cool point that I found in here to where it's like this week, let's see what I got. Journalists from all over the world are starting to independently play the game. Journalists all over the world are getting to play this. So that means basically all the game journalists out there in the world who do like reviews and early things, they already have hard copies for people to play remotely. That's kind of interesting. It's not even gone gold yet. Everyone's familiar with the term gone gold, right? Whenever a game is being made, you have like the crunch time when everything has to be made and everything. But when the game is finished and that disc is made, that now it's a ceremonial disc. It's not a real thing. That one press, which is autographed by all the top people involved in it, it's gone gold. It's ready for mass production, for producing. That's if the game isn't gone gold, but they have people playing it all over the world. Phillip, are you going to play Cyberpunk? Are you bummed out?
I have never played Cyberpunk. I am sorry.
Me
I've
neither.
never. But what's funny is I've had it as my background for 3 months. Didn't know that it was a video game until I saw the post. I'm like, wait, what?
Wait, you
That's-
didn't know
that's actually-
Cyberpunk was a game?
I didn't. I really didn't. I
Well,
don't keep up with.
Cyberpunk was like a tabletop role playing game, like a D&D type of a game.
Wait, really?
That's its background.
Yeah,
And
I didn't even know that until recently either.
yeah, and they turned it, and there was a series of novels actually based around it, and the story goes around the character of Johnny Silverhand is a character that was developed solely for this storyline, and it's the world and the concept similar to the way D&D is, where they have like the same thing as like with the different trolls and goblins and elves and all that stuff with D&D and dragons. It's all up in there. It's like in Cyberpunk, you have all the factions and you have the lore and you have the way the world is and all that stuff. But it's its own little universe. It's kind of cool. I've been diving deep into it for a little bit. Destroyer, what's your take on this, buddy?
Well, ever since I've seen it, which was last year at E3 when I watched the stream, it's been a really interesting thing. I really wanted to play it. It's a bit of a bummer that it's going to be moved back a couple more months than what it was originally, but if they're sitting down to play the game to actually fix bugs in it, I can wait the couple more months that it's going to take to get the game.
Has anyone heard? Go ahead.
I'd rather have a fluid game experience than have a buggy one.
I just
bad
realized my microphone.
the
I
bad
just realized my
rumors-
microphone wasn't picking up my audio.
Well, I heard you when you spoke.
No, the recording. It I just figured it out now. That because I
okay.
switched over to voice mod to do the
Oh.
different effects earlier, and I never switched my microphone over.
That's fine. The rumor mill is all abuzz about the reason for this. Is it actually to make the game better or to check and make sure it's working? But what is happening? What is the time frame of November? What else is happening out in November? The new console release dates, and they're stating that they're putting a lot of press into. Well, if you buy the game now on this console or that console, you'll get the next console version absolutely free. So a lot of people are saying that this is actually a push to make it where it's going to be next gen console release instead of just making the game work better.
Yeah, I
Yes.
kind of see it going like the Grand Theft Auto 5, how that originally launched on the PS3 and Xbox 360, and ultimately it was really a Xbox One and PS4 game. Like you could tell because sure it ran pretty well and looked pretty good on the previous gen consoles, but
If you
yeah,
go
it-
the
Well, no,
I had it
dude,
on-
really
I had it on
shined
its
on the current gen.
I kind of I disagree with that, just as the fact as they had released the GTA 5 and then GTA 5 next gen, where they put it through to the next console with first person and a lot more different weapons that you could unlock if you had that console.
Which were the code existed in the original GTA 5.
But
Yeah,
you weren't able
yeah.
to. You weren't able to.
Well, the system couldn't handle it.
Yeah,
the
unless you
system
had the
couldn't run it.
Xbox One
Right.
or the PS4,
Or the PC when it launched on PC, which
which is very fun.
That year wait for the PC though, that was
rough.
ridiculous. Speaking of GTA 5, that rolls me right into my next thing. Thank you, Mick Lippy. I'm just kidding, Phillip.
God, I'm being bullied.
We just recently, some of us, I'm looking at you, some of us watched the PS5 reveal, and I felt it kind of odd that they started off with the GTA 5. The next gen for GTA 5. That game was 6-7 years old now. And
7 years.
Yeah, and they originally launched it on the PS3 right before the PS4 launch, and now they're like, oh, you got play GTA 5 on the PS5
Again.
I think they're setting it up for GTA 6 because GTA 6 is in development. They're saying that a friend of mine, Saint, you know him, has been talking about how it's going to be set in like Rio de Janeiro and Vice City kind of combined. He posted it. He posted it in it was in my friend's Discord, but I read about it and I think they're setting it up for the PS5 to be working on and releasing GTA 6 within the next year.
I don't
That'd
think
be
it's going
cool.
to be the next year. I
You don't?
highly,
Okay.
highly doubt it'll be the next year. I
It'll
honestly
probably be
think
2022.
I'm thinking 2021. To be honest with you, I'm thinking it'll be around September, October 2021 because look at the timeline from GTA 5 to Red Dead, and then look at Red Dead launched to PC. Now look at the update for the 5 going to the console. The Sony people, they were just saying like, oh, GTA is like a staple for us. It's been on every console we've had, which is actually true. Every GTA has started on Sony. Now they've gone to Xbox. I mean, what was it? It was 3 and Vice City was
That's been wow.
Sony exclusives. Did any have any of you seen the GTA's 1 and 2 and the New England like 1970
Yeah.
something?
Like the
I used to
London one.
play Liberty
Yeah.
City, Vice City. I used to play all those on the original like
No,
PlayStation
like the
2.
old school
Old school
top-down
top
ones.
down. It was
Yeah, the one
it
where
looked
you
like
could cheat in and get a Banshee anytime you wanted just by driving through
You
that
know,
glass window.
I'm
talking
really an
about 3.
Xbox fanboy. So
Yes, I
you
know.
guys are just basically speaking gibberish at this point because I have
Well,
no
see,
clue what
no,
games.
see, that's not necessarily. See, here's the deal: the PS5 revealed a lot that they're coming out with. Not just their games, but they have a lot going on with their stuff. Now, being an Xbox fanboy, you have a different perspective point of view, and I want to actually hear your take on what Sony has been doing and everything. And I want to hear the counter of the Xbox versus the PS5.
My perspective, which some people think I'm wrong. I don't care.
It doesn't
I
matter.
personally like. I keep getting asked because, of course, people keep referring as to the two consoles as a trash can and a router because that's what they look like. Asked by someone,
What do you want it to
prefer?
look like? A Raptor?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
I want the
I would play
Raptor.
that.
I kept getting asked,
the-
what's your preference? Honestly, I just like the look of the Xbox better, and I've had every gen of Xbox and
Mhm.
never given me issues. So I'm gonna stick with the tried and true.
You know,
And not to say that the PS5 is bad. I'm not going around saying it's a trash console. They're both very capable consoles from the spec sheet. Like, let me check real quick. What the PS5 is supposed to have an 8-core processor in it.
actually, I have a
So-
full list of the spec.
I actually have the specs
comparisons.
pulled up on my computer.
Yeah, actually, so the
Well, have you seen the picture of the first one on the production line and how large it is?
that's another thing that I wanted to touch on. You guys are skipping everywhere. So, let's go with specs first.
Okay,
In comparison, now
I have
this
that
is
Xbox.
the Xbox. Now we're just gonna go with the base stuff here. We're not gonna go with like the pounds and the disk drives and all that other stuff. But it's the CPU. The Xbox is pumping out a 3.8 gigahertz, which is a custom Gen 2 or Zen 2, which is a Ryzen processor. When the PlayStation is pumping out a 3.5 gigahertz custom Zen 2. Basically, they're very similar in stats on the processing. Now, here's something that I've never really understood. What in the hell is a teraflop? Can anyone explain how I care about a teraflop?
I
It's
don't
just
even
like
know.
how much work or computational power a CPU can do.
So you're looking at 12 versus 10.28. Is that really going to translate in my eyeballs?
Not really. It's more, well, it does factor into it, but it's also like how it's used.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you could have a more powerful, like, more teraflops, but if you don't know how to use them, if you code it terribly, like,
Right.
good example might be the PlayStation 3 with its the cell processor, I think, how it was really unique when it first came out, and it took developers a really long time to figure out how to code well on it. But eventually we had games like Uncharted 3 on the PlayStation 3 that looked fantastic. And then you look back at like Uncharted 1, which was like almost a PS3 launch title, and you're like, wow, look how far they've come just from knowing how to use the hardware properly. So,
You might want to reset your mic. You're popping.
Yeah, I
Really?
heard that as well.
Yeah. I got everything
while-
you said. But you were popping. But moving right along, basically, the specs side by side comparison are fairly close. Enough close that you're looking at just different variations of what PCs would be doing. With like where'd it go? Both of them do 4K. Both of them are going to do 4K Blu-ray. Both of them are comparable in storage, and they're both doing new NVMe SSDs. Sony is touting theirs as best in class, not fastest. They specified that, and there's a difference. Best in class meaning that it's like it's in their coding in their software. What the developers have to use for making the games will actually be easier to code things to where they can run faster and smoother and more fluid with less overheating issues as well.
So, could I ask real quick? Are they
Yeah.
building from both companies? Are they building their storage devices from the ground up, or are they using like a Samsung drive, for instance?
Well, that's actually a good point. See, the difference in that is that the Microsoft is using a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD, and theirs is proprietary to their device. To expand their memory, their storage, you have to buy their expansion hard drive, the same thing they've done before. If you look at any of the imagery of the new Xbox coming out, they have this memory card. They're going back to the memory card style, but it's like a
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's it looks like the old school memory card you would see in the old PlayStation 2s, where the big fat card you slide
Dude,
in.
I have a stack of them over
Yeah,
there.
I know what.
Yeah, I have several of them too. I even have the Game Shark ones too, that like expand your memory 32x
Right.
or whatever it was. But they're going to, like, you can buy those those hard drive little NVMe hard drives to plug into your system to give yourself a boost. And now you have to buy their size, and it's their coding. You can't reuse that on anything else. It has to be on this. But yeah,
Something like
yeah. Yeah, I remember that. What was that, an 8 meg or an 8 gig?
Yeah, 8 meg.
8 meg.
Shit.
That
Yeah.
that was the slot stores. They were using slot storage on those. I remember. It's like you had it would tell you on the back of the box how many slots it would take up on
Right,
your
right.
memory. It was like, this will take up 3 slots. I was like, okay, good. I have 4 slots in my memory card. I can play this game.
That might have been the PS1 actually.
No,
that
it was
both.
the two. It
both.
was the
It was
two.
both?
I'll have to
The
go.
two and
I'll have
the
to go
one.
get my.
I have the 2 and the 1. I have the old one that's like that long, and at the base it's like that thick.
Yeah.
I've got Pyro and the Gex. But quick turn it back around to the
Yeah.
4K. I'm looking at their website right now. They actually apparently are doing 8K output.
They
That's what
do
they say.
they do say that they
Nice.
will support 8K output, but
Yep.
here's the thing: the difference in 4K and 8K for output, the connection is no different. It's just you have to have a monitor that can run it. So if you have a device that is pushing 4K signal, a 4K 2.0, I think it's called, you can get 8K up on the device. But the memory thing, to answer your question, finish answering, Sony, you can go and buy a Samsung Evo, like 5 terabyte NVMe, and slap that in your PlayStation and expand your hard drive that much, and it'll rewrite it. You'll just rewrite it to the system memory, which is the same thing as the PS4. You can open it up. You can open up this thing. It even has a slot on the back where you can get and slide a SSD inside of it and expand your hard drive space.
Yeah, that's
Is
something I
Xbox-
will say. Sony is a lot better when it comes to not being as proprietary as Xbox. They're known for that. So
Now, as for size, Sony isn't known for being little. Xbox wasn't known for being little in the beginning. I mean, you remember those big ass VCR things, weighing like 50
I held
Yeah.
it up. Hold on.
Oh
I
my
held it up
God.
earlier.
the original Xbox is really bulky. I will
Yeah.
not lie.
Yeah.
No, we want the console, not the controller.
Yeah.
Oh, the controller.
the
Yeah.
tank, the Duke. They were calling it the Duke. I
Right.
remember that. I still have one of those. I have one in
I think
my.
didn't they
I got-
bring that
oh,
back?
They did.
I
Bring
have
that
the original
back. They did
the
bring that
Matrix
back.
game for that still.
Okay.
But
Give me one
back to
second.
Xbox. I wanted to ask Destroyer. Did Xbox say that they were going to be supporting ray tracing?
All of them, both
Um,
of them are supporting ray tracing. Absolutely.
It'll be the AMD version though, because they have RDNA 2 instead of RDNA 1.
Yes.
So that's next gen Navi cards.
But
Okay.
Rob is telling
still
me
looking-
Rob was telling me not long ago that ray tracing isn't even new. It's just the new hot buzzword
Yep.
that everyone
Well,
is
it's
saying.
finally
ray tracing.
that there's hardware powerful enough to do it in real time.
Right.
NVIDIA for Xbox for the Minecraft version of Minecraft Windows 10 can support ray tracing, and it is unbelievable to look at. Like everything looks realistic when you go underwater. Everything's crisp and clear. Just go watch some blocks in Minecraft, like the iron blocks, are reflective. They reflect light, and then as the
Cool.
shadows go down in the day, if you don't have any lighting in your house, if you have like 2 blocks here, the lighting will come down, shine through, and then as soon as it passes the last 2 blocks, it will disappear and it will be pitch black.
Well, let's move on to size, because everyone knows size matters. Do you have
Got
enough
it.
room? Do you have enough room on your entertainment zone for 15.74 inches? Can you handle almost 16 inches?
That's almost the size of my monitor.
Yeah.
Is that the Xbox or the
No.
PlayStation?
I'm gonna give you the dimensions, and you're gonna tell me what you think. So,
Okay.
do you have enough space for 15.74 inches that will also be a base of 8.79 inches? That's almost 9 inches base, and total length you're looking at around 4 inches, 3.97. Say call it 4 inches. Can you support that much space in your?
That's the PlayStation.
That's the PlayStation. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
The
I was about to say.
15.74 inches is how tall it is.
That's
For
much
a
louder.
for a comparison, you see this thing right here, this PS4 Pro that I have. This thing is only 12.9 inches tall.
So it's gonna be a big boy.
You're adding an extra 4 inches to the height of a PS4 Pro. Now, in comparison, the Xbox One Series X is 11.85 inches tall. So it's actually shorter than this, just barely. But the Xbox One is around 11.8 inches. So it's right around the same height. They took the length and just made it more trash can square.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that the Xbox is gonna be a little easier to put in tighter spaces.
Yeah, except for the vent goes out the top now. And it's so
That
tall.
kind of stuff.
Yeah, because I have this thing vertical only because I have it on an air stand right now. That's the only reason this thing is vertical. I have it sitting on a thing that actually circulates air to blow up inside of it, because I was playing Mortal Kombat on it, and the console got so hot that it literally shut itself off.
That was what I was just thinking about, because
Yeah.
if the console's larger, that could potentially mean more room for additional cooling or better cooling.
True.
So I wonder if the PS3 could potentially be a quieter system as opposed to the Xbox being louder since it's so small.
So, another
Yes.
thing I gotta ask quick. Did Sony or Microsoft say if they were using vapor chamber coolers?
I didn't hear anything about vapor chamber, but in regards to the sound and thing, PS4, the big goof that they have going on right now is they're being known as the jet engine. Because
Yeah,
I have, I know you don't, but do either of you have a PS4 at all? You do?
Behind
Okay.
me.
I've
So
played
when you
one. They can get loud.
Yes.
so you
even
crank
the
you
Slim.
yeah, even the slim, and that was the redo. After the very first one was ridiculously loud. Now the Xbox One, it had its loudness too. I had one. I think it was around the time that Quantum Break came out. I got an Xbox One, and it was before the One S and the X ever came out, and those things
Yeah.
were
I thought the 1S was a thing.
We
Yeah.
we ended up getting a one that's downstairs, and it has the attachment that goes over the actual fan mount, so it
Mhm.
can expel the air from the console, and
Yeah.
it kind of acts as like a supercharger for the fan, and it actually seems to work quite well on keeping the noise down.
Now I have seen some things recently to where they have released the innards, how it looks on the inside and how it was all put together recently to some journalists, and they actually, I think it was shout out to LTT. I think they did the video to where they showed everything and how it all comes together. It may have been him, it may have been some other similar show, channel, but they showed how to actually put it together. And when they had it, there was no space wasted, but it was like this perfect spiral
Linus Tech Tips.
chamber. What?
It was Linus Tech Tips.
Okay, yeah.
They did it. I remember that video. They took
Yeah.
apart the PS4 and put it back together, and there was like no
No, I'm
space
talking
to
about the
maneuver.
Series X. They showed the
Oh.
Series X. They actually showed it, all the different pieces, and he was actually putting it together and showing it how it goes together. I think it was him, but it doesn't matter. But I saw the inside of it, and it looks like there's no space wasted. Everything is completely designed to fit it into a tight, compact area. There's no room for air in there. You get in there,
Yeah,
and you
'cause it was
start tinkering around. What?
They were talking about the fan taking up the most space on it. I remember that was LTT.
Right
I
there at the
remember I got
top.
the PS5,
Yeah.
PS4 though.
And you
The
can't
fan
lay the
took up-
Xbox down. Now there's 2 versions of the PS5 that we know of, and there's 3 versions of the Xbox Series X coming out. You know there's going to be one without a disc, the discless version. There's already a PS5 discless, and if you look at the imagery for the PS5, you'll notice that they mean for you to buy the discless version because the casing is designed with this shape in mind, and they have that butt hump for the one with the disc.
Well, the one with the disc looks better horizontally, I think.
I
There was
agree.
a picture of it on Amazon, I think.
Are you sure that wasn't a Space Needle in Dubai?
I at this point, no, I don't know.
So real quick, I want to jump back to the Series X for just a second.
Yep.
I pulled up the image of the teardown of every layer.
Okay.
So you are right. There's no space wasted in that case, and it does also appear that they are using a vapor chamber.
Okay.
So
I probably heard something about it, but I just don't remember.
yeah,
That wasn't the thing I was thinking about.
only time will tell to see how well it actually performs. I mean, we've seen consoles that were like, "Oh yeah, the cooling system will be great on," and it's absolute crap. But
Well, anything's going to be better than the 360 with the red ring of death.
oh my
Oh
gosh,
my-
I have a 360, and
That's
luckily
right.
it
I
hasn't
said
ran
it.
yet. But
I went through 5 of those
Ouch.
things.
dang.
Two
I-
two of those were elite consoles too when they launched the black one with the bigger hard drive and all that stuff. And I got it, and it was like 3 months down in having it, brand new having it. It red ringed on
Wow.
me. Yeah, I was just
I
like,
have.
You know how to fix that?
the towel doesn't always work.
Natalia.
No. Take off the side of it. Like turn it like
Uh-huh.
on its side.
Blow
Like
on it.
standing up and down?
And then,
No,
and then,
no.
like sham it back in
Take
there.
off
Yeah.
Take off the plastic piece.
Uh-huh.
Blow it with the fire extinguisher.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
there's another
Hit it
thing
hard.
you could do. You could take off the top, that front faceplate thing. You could take a screwdriver and shove it in the back of it, and then wrench on it as hard as you can until you hear a loud pop sound, and then throw it out the fucking window.
Hey,
Or
I'm gonna be
if you
honest.
open the side, drop silver. Do you guys know what a silver salute is?
No.
It's basically like it can blow a pop can apart completely like shrapnel. Light one of those off, drop it in there, and run like hell, and then go run to the store and buy a new one.
So
Wrap it
I
in
wanna-
M80s, sell it on eBay, and
I wanna.
and
I
then
wanna
go buy
say
a PlayStation. Go ahead.
So, the 360 revision that I got solved the actual red ring of death thing. They solved it. So
Solved
only
it.
time will tell if it's gonna actually red
Yeah,
ring.
they-
But
They
Well,
solved
Well,
it by
yeah, they
launching their
solved
next
it by
con-
removing the red LED from the ring.
They
that a-
solved
was that a
it by
thing?
releasing their Xbox One and calling it an entertainment system.
How did they fix the red ring of death?
It was a manufacturing error is actually what happened, and it was
Yeah.
it was it was too late in the cycle. By the time they found the issue, it was already millions and millions of units were out there, and millions of more were already made and shipped out. And instead of the percentage of the amount that could fail versus what they had, they took the gamble of selling them off, knowing that they were going to they could be a problem. I think it was like a 70% failure rate, but that 30% success rate was enough to keep him in the black, apparently.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
I was in that 30%
So
of consoles not failing, so I
it's
had
that
a
old-
lot of good memories. on
it's that
360
old
though.
story. It's cheaper to fix it. It's cheaper to fix it, to replace it than to fix it.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
be listening still. I'm just looking for a wireless keyboard so I can look stuff up while we talk. So ignore me.
So with that being said, what makes you want an Xbox more than a PlayStation?
Honestly, no. It's
So that-
just for me. I've used Xbox for so long
Mhm.
that I kind of got a heart more towards Xbox. In my
Okay.
honesty, I like to feel the controllers a little bit better, in my opinion.
Sony ripped that off, by the way. They now have the Xbox controller.
Yeah, I saw that. I kind of like I kind of like the fluidity of the OSs that they've come out with for the actual consoles. Some people will literally disagree with
Well,
me.
No. Well,
I'm
you're
not-
in luck. You're in luck. I just found out today that the OS for the Xbox Series X, it's going to be exactly the same as the Xbox One. They're not even making a new UI.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
I'm
they're not even.
perfectly
They
fine.
are?
They are not making a new UI for the Xbox Series X
Why wouldn't they?
because they don't want to.
cost
This is the same.
that's gonna-
This is the same group. This is the same group that when people were upset about backwards compatibility, told people it's like, well, we have a system that you can play those backwards games on. It's called the 360. They literally said that. I can find footage and show you where they literally said that on air. That was just the dumbest thing ever. Remember when the Xbox One was coming out, Rob? And you and I were talking about the difference between the Sony and the Xbox, and they were like the thing that they were trying to make the Xbox do. It sounded an awful lot like a thing that we were familiar with so much, called Steam games, with the digital
Yeah.
games, and you own the game, but you don't own the game, and you can trade the game, but you can't trade the game, and all that other stuff. And it's like, this is how you trade a game with Sony, and you hand the game to somebody. But they
This is how you trade a game with Steam. All right, now give me your password. Okay,
Right.
wait. What was that capitalized? It's not working. Wait, how the fuck do you spell that?
Jeez.
Speaking from personal experience. By the way, I need you to log out. I want to play.
All right.
So the only thing I have against Xbox, to be honest with you, is they just keep recycling the same thing over and over again. And something that Rob has said a couple of times in our group chats is there's almost no point to having an Xbox because I have a PC and
Exactly.
and I have Game Pass, and every single thing that makes me need to buy an Xbox to play
You already
on
have.
Game Pass. It's going to be on Game Pass, and you know where I get to play it? On my baller PC that I built myself.
You know,
That can support way more shit than the Xbox can.
I
Uh,
honestly think that the Xbox is more towards people who don't want to actually go and like get the task of buying a computer. It's more
I
towards
agree.
those people.
Yeah.
I agree. Some people can't
And
build a
then-
computer. Some people don't want to build a computer. Some people want to play with a controller, and that's fine. I have nothing against those people. That's fine. You can play your controller. Yeah. See,
No,
I like
But,
playing with a controller for
Like,
certain games.
The only thing I hate about the Xbox Game Pass is some games are not controller supported.
you mean
Some games that I've noticed,
Mouse
some games
keyboard?
on Xbox Pass are not controller supported. They are either
on the
partially.
PC?
Yes, on the PC versus
Really?
I know Gears 4. I have a hard time playing with a
Game
controller.
Pass is different,
Hmm.
depending.
I didn't have any problem with it.
I didn't have
I've
any
never had
problem with that.
problems with it though. Problems.
I was using my
But-
Gears controller and I didn't have any problem with it.
Well, I'm using a probably because I'm using a wired controller.
Honestly, every single the reason the reason I play Sony, the reason I have a PlayStation at all, exclusives. It's just exclusives.
I
Like
think that's why people buy it. The
That's it.
Sony's for the exclusives.
I mean,
But people,
I wasn't
when-
gonna buy. I wasn't gonna have a console. I was done with console. I went PC and I didn't look back. You know, I was done with console. I was done with the constant paying too much money for something that I could build for cheaper. I got into playing PCs a while back, and I just didn't see the need. And then I found out they made God of War. All right, I'll buy your game. I'll buy your console. You give me God of War, I'll pony up the money. So I got God of War, and then I found what was that, Horizon Zero Dawn, and then I found out about Spider-Man.
That's actually coming to the PC.
Yes, I know. I finally,
I'm excited.
after like 5 years. Don't
Which
worry,
is like, I
when
wonder
you
if like PlayStation's gonna start bringing their games to the PC, and it's like, why buy a PlayStation?
but see, that's what I was trying to get into.
Yeah,
I see you over there. I see you.
yeah.
Who buy consoles because they don't want to go out and spend money for a PC, are the same people that shit talk people for playing on PC. Like there are so many people like, why don't you buy it? Why don't you buy an
Well,
Xbox? Because I can
There,
get
the thing is though, even with that being
I
said,
beg to differ.
even with the exclusives coming to PC, there's gonna be some exclusives that are never going to PC.
Yeah.
And there's some exclusives that I've been waiting for decades, a decade to come to the PC that won't do it. And it's going to be the first one I'm going to talk about exclusive with Sony, and that's the Gran Turismo.
See, I
Gran
was looking at that.
Turismo-
That looks really fun.
Gran Turismo is,
It is.
you know what? Forza is a fabulous game. Forza on the Xbox, it's awesome. And if you can get the steering wheel thing and all that stuff, it's so fun. It's a
That
great
moves
game.
or just
Yeah. No,
I've
on the Xbox they have Forza, and on Sony you have the Gran Turismo. But Gran Turismo, I have had a love affair for Gran Turismo since Gran Turismo 3 A Spec, I think it was. I found Gran Turismo back when I found my first Metal Gear game, Metal Gear Solid. When I got that demo or whatever on the PlayStation 2, was it? Help me out here, Rob. Was
Well,
it
I
PlayStation
first
2?
got into Gran Turismo on the PS1 with like Gran Turismo 1 or 2.
You
I had
see,
a friend who was really into cars, and he got me into cars when we were little, so
yeah.
that's when I got into it.
I've never
I've
really
been into
a
Gran
big fan
Turismo
of
forever.
cars.
I remember being, oh my gosh, analog inputs in Gran Turismo, using the gas and brake is gonna be so much easier now.
And now they're gonna, with the PS5 coming out, they're going to have VR support in Gran Turismo 7.
Really is so.
That's
Are you
gonna
going to be forking out the money for the PlayStation VR?
Yes.
No,
I know because I'm
It would
getting
be-
the Oculus from you.
Well, here's the
Thank
thing.
you, by the
Here's
way.
the thing. By the way, I want to touch on that for a second. For those actually at home, I have sold my VR. Sold. It's still sitting right there. I've sold my VR.
It's still
I
transferring into
agreed
the
to
money.
sell my VR to someone who wanted a VR, and I wanted to upgrade, but I wasn't planning on upgrading anytime soon. And the day after I said, okay, yeah, I'll sell you my VR, Star Wars Squadrons releases, and they come out and they say it's a Star Wars space dogfighting game that supports VR cross-platform. I'm just like,
geez.
I just sold it. You gotta be kidding me. Oh,
You better
because
be looking for a new headset now.
I'm gonna get
Right.
an index. I'm gonna get
Oh, I
the
thought he was
index.
talking to me. I thought he was
Yeah,
talking to me. I'm like, shit.
No, I would. I was sitting there watching that press conference. I was just like, man, really? Whatever. But I have a HOTAS that goes to my computer that I play Elite Dangerous with, and I played that in VR. The feeling of using an actual HOTAS in VR, and you can look around and you can see, it feels like you're really there. It's that in Star Wars, the thing that I love almost more than, I don't know, life. It's I mean, seriously, getting to get in the actual cockpit of an X-wing, getting to feel like I'm flying an X-wing, it's been a dream of mine since I was, a really small child. But
That's why I
that
like
being
Gran Turismo so much. So, I mean, with the VR, I hope the steering wheel I have is compatible with the PlayStation 5.
all right,
So, I
bro,
mean, it's
bro.
compatible with the PC and the PS4 and the PS3, and
Well, it may
I mean,
maybe
there's a good
maybe
chance
you
it
never
will
know.
be.
We'll see. But so here's the list. Here's a couple of the games that are coming out, and I'm only gonna list like exclusives. Like for example, we've already covered GTA, but that's not exclusive. Spider-Man Miles Morales. Is anyone here a Spider-Man fan? I know. I mean,
Yeah.
you have a. I mean, you have a PS4 destroyer, right? Did you
Yes,
play
but
Spider-Man?
no.
It's an awesome game. Spider-Man Miles Morales. I've been waiting on that game to come out for a long time. Not that I knew anything that was going to come out or anything, but the fact that Spider-Man Miles Morales will exist is, I think, is an amazing thing. The Ratchet and Clank Ripped Apart, which is a direct sequel from the Ratchet and Clank 3, not the remake. I found that out. Project Athena. You got that Stray, which I know, Destroyer. I know you've been waiting on this one. It's where you get to play as a cat with a backpack.
Ooh,
I know you're. Yeah.
Definitely been waiting on that one.
I know, right?
Assassin's
Sackboy.
Creed Valhalla.
Yeah,
Assassin's
that
Creed
looks
Valhalla
good.
is not an exclusive.
It is not.
Not an exclusive. It's
It's
Assassin's
coming.
Creed. It's Assassin's Creed. You think you think Ubisoft is going to put themselves in a position where they can only sell to one console? They can't
No.
afford that.
No.
They can't afford to put themselves in a corner. I mean, they're I saw a Twitter posting today. I think it was Kotaku. It's like the best Assassin's Creed is free this weekend, and every single post was that's not Black Flag. That's not Black Flag. It's like I don't remember there being pyramids in Black Flag. I don't see a single pirate ship in that. And
That's Odyssey.
Another exclusive, Sackboy.
yeah, Sackboy. So Sackboy is actually a cute little adventure game for those who don't know. It's you play a little character. It's kind of like a little sewn doll, and it originally started where it was like a platformer, and you could go in and custom build all this other stuff. But this one looks like a straight up just a platformer, and you can customize your character and all that other stuff. I'm actually this is gonna probably be a little strange, but I'm actually really excited for the Destruction All-Stars. Did you guys see that trailer for that one?
No.
They took the concept of customizing your character from like Fortnite with all the crazy designs and put it into a Destruction Derby battle royale.
Fortnite.
Oh shit!
It's
Don't
it's
even get me
like
started on
you're thrown
Fortnite.
down into the arena, and like when your car gets destroyed, you get out and you start running. It's actually a fun video. Check it out. It's called Destruction All-Stars. They started off by having all these different characters. They all look like different mascots or something. They all look like they belong in Fortnite, to be honest with you.
The person though that I'm looking at reminds me a lot of the Switch game, where you box with the
Arms?
spring arms. It reminds me a lot of that. But
Are
don't
you
even
sure
get
you're
me
not
on
watching
started
the new release for the Smash Bros character that's coming out?
Wait, what?
The new Smash Bros character was released. Was announced. It was from Arms.
Nice.
No, I'm looking at I typed
Okay.
in Destruction All Stars onto Google and I'm in images.
Well,
But I guarantee that one of the first games ported to the PS5 is going to be Fortnite, hands down.
there's no port in
God,
Fortnite.
Fortnite just
There's,
exists.
there's,
Well,
there's no
like they're going to put it right over. They're
Fortnite
gonna
just
put it right over
exists
under.
on everything
Fortnite,
that
yeah.
is.
But
Fortnite is
what really makes me
everywhere.
mad about that game is my 10-year-old cousin.
Wait,
I saw six
this
$10
this is an Amazon
card.
Fire tablet. I could play Fortnite on this.
Wait, what?
I'm not kidding. I'm not
Yeah, you
kidding.
can
I could play
play
Fortnite on
This
this.
is a water bottle. I could play
Yeah.
Fortnite on this.
Have you played the
I
water
can play
bottle Fortnite?
on this.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Have you? I mean the Fortnite vape pen is fun and everything, but the water bottle, it's head and shoulders above it. That
The
is
gameplay is just head and shoulders.
My cousin
I
blew
would like to
$60 on V-Bucks within the past, I think, a week. $60. He's 10.
Children.
why would you
I
do that?
saw
I know.
I
I
saw
asked
a
him
woman. I saw a woman the other day in Walmart, and she literally, I kid you not, she picked up she got the game box, the box for Fortnite and bought the game for Fortnite, and I'm like, ma'am, you know that's free, right? She's like, oh, I could just walk out with it. I was like, no, there's actual there's product in there that you're buying. You're buying a product. She's like, yeah, the game. I was like, no, the game is free. She's like, what's this? I'm like, that is V-Bucks. What you're buying is in-game currency. She's like,
Oh my god.
but it's the game. I was like, this is like a who's on first moment, back and forth with her with this thing. It was like, I'm like, ma'am, the game is free. You can download the game and play it for free. What you're buying is in-game content. And she's like, I don't understand. It's like, I know you don't understand because you're not 12.
Oh my god.
I had to explain to this grandma lady. I mean, we're talking like 60s, 70s, right? Who has no concept of video games whatsoever. What in-game content was. I'm standing there in the middle of Walmart, and I'm just like, this is what my life has come to. I'm explaining to an old lady the in-game content for Fortnite. I just want to kill myself right now. I just can't do it.
That's so funny.
So, a game that I've been looking forward to, I don't know if any of you would be interested in, is called Ghostwire Tokyo. And the way that they put it is Ghostwire : Tokyo. It's like they're going to make it into a series. I don't know if did any of you see this one right here? It looked like it's like a first-person ghost adventure game. No?
No.
Well,
I'm looking at the concept art from the game though, and it looks good.
It looks pretty interesting. It looks like it was supposed to be creepy, but it never made it there. But what's got me scared is I found out it's made by Bethesda.
I just saw
Thought
that.
you were gonna say ghosts. I was gonna say. I mean, it's in the
I
title.
I mean,
How bad?
how do they mocap it? How do you mocap a ghost? I'm just saying. It's like
That's a good
How
question.
you're gonna mess this game up?
you should write your
Worse than
you
26?
should write your final exam on how to mocap
How do you
a ghost.
mocap a ghost?
How do you mocap the ghost? So
Is
basically,
that the
wrapping it
sequel
up.
to what is it? Do androids dream of electric sheep? Or
Yes, mocapping the ghost is that sequel.
how do you mocap a ghost?
So you have like there was some other ones in there like the Asteroid Boy Playroom, which none of you would probably know anything about that. The Astros Playroom was a sequel to a VR game for the PSVR where you control this little robot character who looks like the offspring of Wally and Eva from Wall-E. But this is a non-VR game. And we saw the EA 2K1. Anyone care about basketball? No?
No.
No,
Did anyone care
but-
about the extremely sweaty man that was in the most social distancing basketball game ever existing?
Did you see the ray traced reflections on each bead of sweat? It was glorious.
I did. I did. And I don't
They-
care.
they
21.
add ray tracing to those games.
You know what? No disrespect to anybody who likes sport games. None. However, I don't get it.
I
I'm
don't get it
sorry.
either.
I don't get sport. Like I understand how people who play sports games don't get shooters or racing games or adventure games or puzzle games, platformers, but I don't get sport games. I really don't. The whole concept just blows my mind. There's only so realistic I want my characters to be playing basketball.
Remember the
Tecmo
colossal
Bowl was
disaster?
peak football video game.
Who here remembers the big disaster of facial like transfer from from real life to the basketball game where you could put your face on top of the characters? Do you?
I remember hearing about that. I never did that.
Oh,
I
it
did
was
do
amazing.
that in it was Rainbow Six Vegas 2, I think it was, had where you can use your Xbox iCam or your PlayStation cam in that fact to take an image of your face and then a side shot of this and put your face on your character in the game. It was so
God, I bet
janky.
that was terrifying.
It was. What I did was I put on a clown mask. So I'm running around looking like Bozo with the MP5. Yeah, like I look like Bozo's Commando's brother.
Are we gonna get into microtransactions from FIFA,
No,
Madden?
no, we're not. We're not gonna do
That right there lasted you an entire
That's-
podcast.
that we could do an entire show just on microtransactions, and it would be nothing but me farting into the microphone.
Yeah, I remember listening to
But
you
you have
guys
to pay
bash
for it.
on-
But you have to
That's
pay for it.
all.
But So
I'm
here's the
waiting for
thing.
Fire to
Let's.
say one of the exclusives.
I don't know of another exclusive that I haven't mentioned here. What am I missing?
Deathloop.
That-
I think it's an exclusive.
You're right. You're right. It is. You're right. It absolutely is. But
That game looks awesome.
also Bethesda.
Resident Evil, really? I know now GTA 5. It's GTA 5 enhanced. I was looking.
Is
Your
at
GTA
mic's
5
getting poppy and
GTA 5
crackly, Phil.
I'm sounding crackly.
Yes.
Yeah. Does anyone else hear that?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
I
do.
hear it.
Give me
Yeah.
1 second.
I didn't mention Resident Evil.
Is that what my mic was doing?
Yes, that's exactly what it was doing. I
Hmm.
didn't mention Resident Evil Village because it's not an exclusive. However, it is actually been confirmed that it is a timed exclusive to the PS5. Now, you mentioned GTA 5. Let me go back over there for a second. The GTA 5 Enhanced, what they're doing is they're giving it out, the game free to PS4 owners who have the PlayStation monthly PlayStation Plus thing. And every month, they're giving you $1 million a month until the PlayStation 5 launches. Now, if you get a PS5, you can get a free copy of GTA 5 on the PS5 if you get it inside of 3 months. You have to have had it previously on the PS4, and then have a PS5 within the first 3 months of it being out, and then you can download GTA 5 on the PS5 for free, and everything transfers up.
I noticed the epic version of GTA 5. One, complete and total mess on the online.
Really?
Your stuff, so many modders, breaking
That's not-
people's games.
That's not epic.
That's not
But no,
That's what GTA 5 is in general.
but your stuff from the PlayStation Network wouldn't transfer over
I did
to
not.
the PC.
Well, so here's the thing: they allowed one transfer from one console to PC or console. They allow one because I got GTA 5 the day it launched. I was there for midnight release, and then when the Xbox One came out, I got it again and I transferred everything over. But then I was like, oh wait, I actually like playing video games. I'm gonna play on a computer now. So I went and got it there again. I have bought GTA 5 3 times. I ain't buying it no more.
Yeah.
Did you go through all of the exclusives for all the games that are coming out for the PS5?
I did not go through all of them, no, because we're running a little bit short on time, and I thought I'd run it a little bit into what are you guys looking forward to? What games in general are you guys looking forward to coming out this year? This year, not next year.
Hitman 3.
Really?
It's on. I've been an avid fan of Hitman. If
Not
I
an
were
exclusive.
to, if I had enough money, I would go out and buy a PS5 just for the new Hitman because I have all the original Hitmans on the original Xbox, the PlayStation 2, and then I almost got it the full version on Steam
I'm sorry.
because I could speed run. I could
I looked
speed
over
run
his-
a level in 17 seconds. On
I
the
looked over
PS4.
his camera for a second there, and I thought he was screaming into his microphone, and it was muted. I'm sorry. It threw me completely off. So here's the thing. You don't need a PS5 to play Hitman 3.
Really?
It will be on Xbox, PS4, Xbox One X, Xbox One Series X, and the PS5. It is not a PS5 exclusive.
Destiny 2's coming to the PS5?
Oh yeah. Destiny 2 is trying to hang in there for dear life.
Dude, it's not that bad of a game. I was
No,
playing it
it's a
earlier with
fun
some friends.
game. It is a very fun game. I liked it a lot. I did. But I got tired of it. I just got bored.
I couldn't get into that game at all. It was so boring.
It was the grind. It was so over grind. I could not keep. It did not hold my attention. The story was cool. The premise was all right. The graphics looked great. The gunplay was fun. But I tell you what, it was new Halo. That's all it was.
Who here is
It's
excited for
Bungie.
Watch Dogs Legion?
I am extremely excited for Watch Dogs Legion. It's too bad I'm not going to get to play it in the year 2020. It's been confirmed it's not going to come out till February.
Wait, Vampire the Masquerade. What?
I think the,
Dude,
Yeah, that actually.
I forgot about that game.
I
But
think the
anyway,
top,
Destroyer, go ahead.
I think the top game that I'm still very excited for to come out this year is Cyberpunk. Nothing can really top that.
Yeah.
What it looks like.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, I there are a few games that I haven't played this year that came out this year so far, but I think Cyberpunk is one of the last bastions of the 2020 that we have, and honestly, it's the only thing I have left to look forward to in this year because this year sucks.
Remember how you said
So
you
do we
were
all
gonna
kill
go out?
ourselves like on the day it comes out, or like do we give ourselves enough time to at least play through it before we all like suicide
Well-
pact, or
Well, you
do
have
we
to
have to
play.
wait for
You have
everybody
to
to
play.
finish it,
You,
or
you have to play through the whole game, all of the side quests, and then the expansion.
So
the
basically,
inevitable
do a
expansion?
Pokemon
The inevitable
Sword and Shield
expansion, yeah. That they're not going to
So-
charge you for because CD Projekt Red is the most awesome company
No,
ever.
they did charge for the two Witcher
Yeah,
3 expansions
but then they gave them
because
away
they
for
were like
free.
the size of full games.
Well, one of Blood and Wine, that one, yeah, that one was worth $30 by itself. I mean that, but
Aren't they
I-
remastering Witcher 3 to the PS5?
I don't think so.
Probably.
They are remastering Demon Souls.
Because I know that
There
they're
you go.
bringing out God of War 2.
I was waiting on that one. Okay, so talk to me about Demon Souls. You play it? Did you play it?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay, tell me about Demon Souls. Why should I be interested in the remastered of Demon Souls?
It's Dark Souls.
I have Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. You wanna watch the game footage of me playing it for 20 minutes?
Sure.
That's it.
It's
That's how
difficult
much-
for sure.
That's all you can get. Into.
Apparently, I mean, it's going to have the ray tracing and everything, but it was originally a PS3 game, so it's not like the graphics mattered. It was the gameplay that really made the game shine.
Some
it was
games
like
were
the
really
first
good on
kind of
PS3
Souls
though.
type game.
This might make you a bit excited. Then it's a complete remaster from the ground up with updated ray tracing graphics. They
Yeah.
remade it. They're not just revamping it. They're not just making it look cleaner. They remade it like they did Final Fantasy and the Resident Evil franchise.
Yeah, Resident Evil
I,
8's coming out for PS5.
I just want to
Yes.
say something. Putting ray tracing on a crap game does not make it sell any better than it did.
Oh,
before.
come on.
Dude, have you
It
But the
only didn't
rays,
sell
the
before
tracing of
because
the
it was
rays?
made in such limited quantities.
seen Tetris with ray tracing? Oh, phenomenal gameplay.
I am just telling you that now. You can take a shitty game and put ray tracing on it. No one is gonna
Yeah.
buy it. You're gonna get like one person who buys it and talks about how bad of a game it is. No one cares.
It's
Have you
more
seen-
of, this is the way the game was supposed to look, because like PS3 games, some of them can look really rough around
I am
the edges.
honestly getting a little tired of hearing the word ray tracing. I really am. Every
Yeah.
single game and commercial, real time ray tracing. You know what? I get it. It's cool. You're just saying the new hotness over and over and over again. That's all you're doing.
Well, you
But here's the
remember
thing.
when the PlayStation 1 came out and everything was, it's 3D, it's 3D, it's 3D.
Oh my god.
3D, it's
Every
3D,
single
polygon,
game had to
polygon.
be 3D. Yeah, the polygons.
No,
My
I
God.
also want to say something.
Every game that came out, they were talking about their polygon count for the hair and the face. And
We
all
have
this.
1.4 times as many polygons as the previous version
How
of
many
our
is
game.
that? Do I care? I don't know.
If
Go
you're
ahead.
gonna say your game has ray tracing, and there's different types of ray tracing. There's light ray tracing, and
Yeah.
there's a couple others. I'm not really gonna get into it because it's a big ordeal.
No, do please. I'll be right back.
Get real specific on us.
Because I don't
I want
even
you
know
to cite
ray
your
tracing.
sources.
Well, back in 1804, Engelbert Humperdinck said that ray
That
tracing
shall be
is
ray
the
tracing.
future of the world. Video games in 2020 will have ray tracing.
No,
I
it
just-
has
And then
been
Here,
said.
tell me
like,
more.
I just blacked out there for a minute. What just happened?
Hold on,
When-
Destroyer. Destroyer's trying to make a point. I want to hear
When
what he
your
has to say
game
for real.
says it supports ray tracing, but you pull it off in such a bad way that you don't even notice the difference. Don't even put it on there. Okay, I've seen too many games that's like, ooh, we have ray tracing, like one
Yeah.
little tiny shadow off of
I-
the.
I have a
Yeah.
question for you. I have
Yeah.
just directly at you, Destroyer.
Okay.
Have you experienced ray tracing?
Yes, I have, and
Okay.
in some
Do-
games it looks amazing, and it's a very cool feature to have. In other
Okay.
games, when they poorly
It.
like optimize it, it shouldn't be in there.
I'm 100% honest with you. I could give two flips about the ray tracing amount. It's like they keep saying it over and over again. Like it's like that's the thing that's gonna make me. You know what? You know what's gonna make me want to play the game? Story. You make me a
Yeah,
good story, and you could keep the ray tracing. You could take that ray
God
tracing
of War.
and yeah. I
You
mean,
know, I think it's stupid on Nvidia
And-
to make a whole graphics card lineup around ray tracing and only ray tracing.
we'll get to that in a moment. I want you to hold on to that one. Put that one in your pocket. Now, here, hold on. If you take a game, you give me story, you make the mechanics work, and you make it where it doesn't glitch out on me, and then I don't care if it
Elder
has
Scrolls.
ray tracing. The Oblivion, yes. You just say Elder Scrolls. You can't just say Elder Scrolls because Skyrim is in there.
Fallout 76.
It's like if Skyrim without mods. Have you seen Skyrim on ray tracing? Eh.
Can you imagine Daggerfall with ray tracing?
Oh, they actually.
It's
Actually, I think I
real
saw. I think I saw
live
something
real
recently. They were talking about the.
ray tracing.
Ray tracing.
They were talking about the Elder Scrolls
Look at
Online
the rays.
having ray tracing in their new expansion. I was just like,
It's-
really?
Elder Scrolls 6.
But no, the new Elder Scrolls Online expansion we're talking
Really?
about. Yeah, but no, it's the new thing. It's the new 4K. It's the new high def. It's the new pixel poly count. It's everything. It's just it's their buzzword. Ray tracing is the buzzword. Now, that being said, they have a really nice what was it, the Epic Games recent released the new Unreal Engine. Was it 5? Was it
Yeah.
5?
I think 5 or.
But they were
I would pop it open, but it would crash everything right now.
Yeah.
That I have so much
But-
opened.
But they were talking about it, and they were showing off their new thing, and they weren't even mentioning ray tracing in it. They were talking about different the real time lighting effects, and they were showing how the lighting was like moving and manipulating, and they were going from polys to triangles, and they were saying hundreds of billions of triangles and all that other stuff. I was like, great, here we go with another buzzword. What's it's like. I can't wait till Cyberpunk comes out and they tell me about all them triangles. It's gonna be so amazing.
Polygons. Billions.
never answered your own question
billions
earlier.
of polygons.
What game are you looking forward to the most?
Iron Man.
Wait, what?
Iron Man on the VR.
They are actually doing that?
Yeah, it's PSVR though.
Oh,
Honestly,
Because I see right now God of War 2 is coming out for the PS5.
yeah,
Is that
that's inevitable.
put it on that?
But I'm talking about this year. Okay. So my game that I'm anticipating this year is Cyberpunk. I have been waiting with bated breath for a couple of years for Cyberpunk. I got introduced to Witcher by a good friend of mine, Rob, and
Ooh.
he told
Oh,
me
good friend.
he told me to go play The Witcher. I ended up getting it for free or something at some point, and he's like, "Oh, you'll love it. Play it." And I started playing it, and I was like, I was just invested in that thing, and this was around the time that my son was born, and I remember sitting up all night with my son, like trying to get him to go to sleep, and I'm playing The Witcher while this is going on, and it's like yeah, that was pretty freaking weird, but I just have such a fondness of the company and the way that they do their development and the stories that they tell and the way that they do. It's just the whole thing behind the company is just amazing, and I'm highly looking forward to it. Now, other than Cyberpunk, there was another game this year that I was waiting for more, and it is called Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, I saw that up there. Where is
No
it?
spoilers.
'Cause if-
No spoilers. No spoilers.
No, Last of
I
Us
will
Part
leave
2.
I will leave this
It was
conversation
due
right
to
now.
release on May
Stop talking,
29th.
Phil.
Don't even talk about it.
Not the
Don't
release
even
date?
talk about it.
Not even
The
the
Last
release
of
date.
Us. I'm gonna tell you right
It
now.
hasn't even come out yet. It does not exist. There's only The Last of Us 1.
It's
Remastered.
actually
Phil. Rob
I
doesn't have
really
a PS4.
enjoyed the first one, and I don't have a
Yeah.
PS4, and
In fact,
I
his
have,
copy.
I haven't even played any of the DLC for the first one, so
Here's the thing.
that's a bummer.
Whenever I finish my copy, I'm gonna lend him my PS4 just so he can experience the game without having to buy a PS4. Your copy of The Last of Us is right here, buddy. And the Last of Us remastered and The Last of Us 2. With
Oh,
the
you have the
expansion.
remastered first one? Does it have
Yeah.
all the DLC for it? Nice. I guess I'm gonna
the
play through it again on there.
the
So
Left Behind. Yes,
Oops.
actually, it's
I was thinking about playing through the first one on the PS3 again, but I guess I won't. Nice.
yeah, it has the Left Behind on it and everything. It's like, it's honestly, I played this game not anticipating to like it as much as I did. Naughty Dog. If anybody from Naughty Dog ever sees this show, everything you do is fucking gold, man. Everything.
Jack and Daxter.
Uncharted games, some of my favorite games ever. Uncharted 2 and 3, some of the most perfect video games.
Now, Uncharted 1, you guys, I don't know what you were thinking about that control scheme. You
Uncharted
guys
1, it's a little rough around the edges, but it was an early PS3 game. Early.
Now, not a spoiler, but in the game, you know how in some games you find little nods to things, like little Easter eggs kind of a stuff. I found an Easter egg in like the first 10 minutes of the game, and it's not really an Easter egg, but there's a PS3 in the game.
I saw that.
And sitting next to it is a copy of Jackson Daxter. It's the combo 1 and 2 Jackson Daxter game. I had that copy of that game, and I was looking at, I was just like, oh my god, it's the big behemoth PS3, and I was like, what is that? It's on my stream. I was like, don't watch my stream because there's spoilers in my stream, buddy. But I have been playing that game for 2 hours, and I'm not gonna say anything really. It's awesome. It is what I wanted it to be. Graphically, it's beautiful, but I can't really go into any other details without going into spoiler territory, which I promised my friend I would not do that to him. That would be like kicking his unborn child if I did that.
Didn't Naughty Dogs make Banjo-Kazooie or
Crash Bandicoot?
Crash Bandicoot.
Because I can't remember who it was that made Banjo-Kazooie, but after Banjo-Kazooie 2, they knew they were not going to last very long when they made Banjo-Kazooie Cars, the car game. Like, that is just, most people don't even remember that.
I thought you were talking about Crash Team Racing, but no, that was.
I love it.
You know what? That game has about as much right to exist as Sonic Team Racing, because Sonic needs a car.
Are you talking about Crash Bandicoot Tag Team Racing?
No, kart, CTR, the kart racing game. It's Crash Bandicoot.
I was gonna say Crash Bandicoot Tag Team Racing, where you could fuse in the cars, drive with your friends.
Yeah.
You shut your mouth. I love that game.
Really good. You're welcome to your opinion. I disagree. Mario Kart is a superior kart game, hands down. Always has.
Yeah, I don't think there's any kart game like that even comes close to Mario Kart.
I am waiting for the Smash Bros. Kart game.
Honestly, I don't even know if the newer Mario Karts come close to Mario Kart.
No.
Have you played 8? Have you played Mario Kart 8, Rob?
No.
Okay.
That was a bad joke. I really haven't played any of the new ones
You should
recently.
play. You know what? You should play Mario Kart 8, and I'll tell you what. I will put you against my 6-year-old, and watch you get your butt stomped.
See, I'm terrible at Mario Kart because I'm so used to Gran Turismo and using the trigger buttons for like the gas and the brakes that like
I could set that up for you.
I can't remember how to actually drive a car in Mario Kart.
And it has the motion control where you can steer.
Yeah.
But in a third dimension, in a 3-dimension like outer camera, it doesn't really work that well. So anyway,
with Mario Kart 8, I'll let you know this on the Switch. It has the ability to turn off where you manually push to drive, so it will drive on its own.
Yeah.
So you won't have to worry about that.
It'll
Well,
drive
that's
on
not
its
fun.
own. Yeah, you can actually where it'll just gas on its own. But I did that for my son because he couldn't hold the controller all the way when I gave him the game, but he doesn't play it that way any longer. Now let's move up. Let's move on over to what Destroyer is just dying to talk about.
Microtransactions.
Microtransactions in Fortnite.
That is the literal.
New
Yeah,
anime
is-
dating sim
that is
game.
garbage.
Have you seen the new Sims?
Yeah, right.
Sims VR.
This-
You take control of the sim.
oh Lord, that's just
That would be a
what's
garbage
that?
fire waiting to
VR.
happen.
That's just VR chat. That's all that is.
No, it's a lot.
Sims
tamer
VR
than
would
VR.
descend into VR chat in a hurry, but no. I want to talk about the new 3000 series GPUs for NVIDIA. So everyone has seen everyone has seen the leaked photos. Everyone has heard the rumors about the stuff and everything. So apparently, Destroyer has something to say. Go ahead, buddy.
All right, so I'll start out with the cooler. The cooler that everyone's been seeing is a confirmed design to go off of, but we do not know for sure if that's going to be what they pick yet because they apparently have different designs. I hope they don't go with that design because it looks ugly, and if it performs the way we think it does, it sucks in air from the bottom, blows it through the card, and it shoots it right up into your CPU cooler. So
Right over your CPU cooler. Yeah.
and these cards are rumored to have a 350 watt to 375 watt TDP. So you could imagine what that would be like for your poor CPU.
You're gonna
Not good.
you're gonna also need a 3 bay slot.
Oh, they're
It's-
doing
it-
triple expansion.
It's a triple wide. It is because think about it. You have a fan on each side of the card, and right now you have a fan on both on one side and the card. That's a double. How else are you going to get the card with the fan on each side unless it's a triple?
Well, they
So-
make skinny 120 millimeter fans.
They do, but you really want it to dissipate the air over your $1,500 graphics card.
Well, I'm wondering if it's going to be like a blower style where it's sucking in from the top and the bottom, but it's all
Well,
exhausting out the
so,
back potentially.
Nope.
They actually covered that.
No?
The rumored thing is that there's a fan on the bottom that's your intake. On the side closest
It's
to
a
the end
blower.
of your
It's
computer.
up, not out.
Yeah, so it blows up into the card, through the card, and up out the top near your CPU socket.
Mhm. It's a Z chamber of sorts. It goes up and then over and then back up again because both fans are shooting in the same direction. One is sucking
Yep.
in and the other one is blowing it out. And then you have air that's being dissipated across the card as it goes out. But then when it goes out, it goes directly into the case chamber instead of being able to be blown out the back.
Whereas
I mean,
traditional,
plenty of aftermarket cards do that right now.
True.
I'm
True.
gonna let you know I have not kept up with this, so I'm gonna just sit here with the worst blank face I've ever had. Like,
Well,
if you didn't know, I'm
Bro,
just sitting
you gotta like
What?
hold your vape and be like, yes,
I'm just-
yes, nod in approval every now and then. Just be like, no,
Every
no.
once in a while,
I'll
just
do
say,
whatever
"Will
somebody
someone
else starts
think of
to
the
bring, I'll go,
children?"
No.
Do a
The
spit take.
Just disgusting.
Can't believe you just said that.
the thing
Blasphemy.
the thing about the card the thing about the card, and this is okay, NVIDIA is a massive company and they have a lot of mock-ups. And yes, they're saying that this is a real mock-up. It's a real non-functional prototype because they have to make these things to see how they look. They don't have these things functional yet. This isn't going to be the definitive design. And I'll tell you now, if you're hoping for it to come out like this, you got about a 70% chance of this not happening now, but someone leaked it because someone was trying to be first and they got their cell phone out and I guarantee they got fired. Did you see the talk of NVIDIA trying to see like, oh, we're doing an internal investigation. We're finding out who did this. It was a
I saw
big
that.
deal.
Okay, so if it does what you guys say it does, that's good, right?
Technically, yes. The thing is, though, it's just a new design. It's a new try design, and it's supposed to maximize flow over the card instead of it just sucking and blowing up at the same time. It's trying to get cross pattern of air because they're trying to combine the two different styles that are out now. You have the blower style, which sucks air in, blows it out the back. The other one is it just sucks air and blows it out the top. So they're trying to do a combo of to where it goes across the actual body of the car of the card. Yeah.
I can see why they're doing that, but I wish they would do the intake from the top and the exhaust out the bottom, just because that benefits the computer more in terms of thermals instead of it shooting directly up to your CPU socket.
Except for,
well, I mean, your case kind of pretty much gets to be.
I mean, it's not.
Well,
gonna
I
be
guess my
huge.
case might not have very good airflow.
Yeah,
It's pretty
it won't
old.
be a huge issue
so
if you have good
Talking
airflow.
never
either
mind.
way,
My
but
side panel's off my computer, and it has been for at least a week and a half because I've been trying to install my drive when they gave me that big of a SATA cable to go with it. So I'd especially order 18-inch SATA cables to plug it in, and now I'm waiting for my graphics card and CPU to come in. So Destroyer
Well,
here can help me back on.
in this context of this type of a blower, you would need a push-pull configuration. You would need it to be coming from front to back, or from top out back. Because if you're blowing up, you're going to need to blow it out the back immediately. You don't want it to go all the way up. You want it to get out, and the closest out is back. If you want it to go out front, you're going to get front and top, and that's going to go straight across the RAM and your MOBO and all that other stuff. But yeah, a lot of blower cars do this now. But with that design, you're dissipating more heat, which is a good thing. But that makes me ask this question: why do they need to dissipate this much heat? How hot is this card going to be?
well,
Is this-
and here's the thing.
You said what? 375 watts?
Here's the thing. They went from what was it, like 14 nanometer down to 12, I think it is, or
Yeah.
10. I can't remember. So if you're doing a process shrink, you should see an efficiency thing. You should see lower TDP for a higher performance card. So
Explain TDP for the people at home.
so TDP is like the max total power draw out of your card. So for instance, my CPU has a TDP of 60 watts, and my graphics card I think has a TDP about 150 watts. That's pretty
How would you
efficient compared to.
How would you check that?
your
You can
TDP.
go to the manufacturer's website, type in your part that you have, and then put TDP after that, and it should
Nerd.
show up with.
If you
Shut
if
up.
It
you
would just be on the regular specs page too.
if
Yeah,
you
it'll show you there.
say you have different like components, like you don't go strictly AMD, strictly NVIDIA, and like not for me, I have a strictly pre-built, as you know, garbage pre-built. But could I do it through the task manager, or
No, you cannot do that through like Windows itself. You have to know after you find out what parts you have. That's pretty easy through Windows. Just type in the part name and then TDP. It'll show you what it is. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty easy to do.
DM me after this podcast is over?
Okay.
Okay, in Fahrenheit, how hot is 58 degrees? Okay, never mind. It's right now my GPU
It's 58
with my
degrees in
is
Fahrenheit.
136. Right now, my GPU is running at 136 degrees Fahrenheit.
You got an
That's
airflow
nothing.
problem.
That's
Will
nothing.
it will not show up.
Change it
at
to
my-
Celsius.
My CPU will not show up the temperature-wise on this app.
Yeah,
Change it to
it does.
Celsius.
Run at 200.
Wait, what'd you say?
Change it to Celsius.
Yeah, 58 degrees Celsius.
Yeah. See, mine's 54 degrees
That's fine.
Celsius.
That's
Yeah.
really good for
That's actually
operating
pretty good,
temperatures. So
No, I thought you were reading Celsius. I thought you were
Well,
reading
on AMD's graphics cards on their 5700 series, I've got one of those. It's not terrible. It works great.
what
They've
do you
got
have
a
a
new
graphics
My graphic card
they
is
have a
currently-
new temperature metric that they report on here. It's called the junction temperature,
Yes,
and
yes, I've seen that.
that is actually
the temperature of
I
your
think it's
junk.
junction. Yeah. So the junction temperature is basically the hottest point on the die itself,
Yeah,
and the safe temperature for that is up to 110 degrees
yeah.
Celsius.
Now
That's the
do
temperature of
you
your
have-
junk while playing that game.
Yeah, dude, that's how hot my
So,
balls get when I
Do you
game.
have a reference card or do you have a third-party card?
I've got an aftermarket one. It's not a
Oh.
great one though, but I've only seen a junction temperature as high as 98 degrees,
Do you
so
have
it's not bad.
the XT or the just regular 5700?
I got the XT.
If you would have got a blower card, you would be looking at non-junction temperatures about 90 degrees Celsius
Yeah.
under load.
If I were to
So-
overclock my CPU, I would be looking at a lot higher temperatures, wouldn't I?
It really depends
Yeah.
on your cooling solution.
It also depends on how far you go with it too. I mean,
Yes.
are you running air cooled?
Destroyer,
Yeah,
you would
he's running air cooled.
two garbage fans.
And
Hold on.
he does
I have
not
a
have
question.
a cooler.
I have a question for
enough.
Philip. How do you not know if you're running air cooled or not? Did you put a
No,
radiator in your what?
This is straight off. This is Dell's like garbage fire I put together. Like
You
that's Destroyer. This
you have a
shit looks like it
pre-built.
was just thrown together by a monkey.
you have a pre-built.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's fine.
Well, you got the side panel off. Let's see inside this sucker.
Okay.
We're not gonna turn this into the tech building channel. Okay, that's
I mean, it looks like
wow.
a standard computer.
It is, yeah. It looks like a standard computer with a blue light in it.
Yeah, because when
God, I
was
remember those
ordering him
aluminum
power
cases.
supply, I had
This
to
is-
figure out to make sure it was standard.
This is like
ATX,
old school
'cause-
nerd porn going on here with all the.
Ignore the Budweiser.
It's very
bottle.
blue. I'll give you that.
Let me move this actually quick.
We are not.
I'm done.
Oh, this is my cable management. You can't see it back there, but it is garbage fire. You can't step foot back there at all.
You guys.
Here, I've got my tower shoved in the corner. It's in timeout. I'm like, get your nasty RGB ass out of here.
Instead of like this, my cords are bent like this around the back of my computer, around that way.
Yeah, you guys are about to be shamed by Fire's computer. He's got like RGB barf all over the place.
Hey, you didn't see my RGB?
It's
bar?
pretty tamed down right
water
now.
Do
Yeah, I
I need to
know. That's
do I
that's
need
water
to
cooled.
turn mine back around to show you the RGB barf?
Okay.
I saw it.
let's,
His is like crazy though. It's
Yeah.
everywhere.
How long have we been going for? Didn't we want to wrap this up?
Yeah, I was trying to get you guys to stop.
Sorry.
That's it. Have a nice night. Enjoy the
No.
show.
I've been recording for an hour.
basically,
And
look,
16.
it's basically the thing about the new graphic card. It's a concept. That's it. It is just a concept, and they have a lot of information now. The readouts that you were finding on it, that's probably going to be pretty standard on a couple of the new cards. Now, what is it with the new 3000 series right now? Is it the new one coming out going to be a commercial use only? I mean, business use only?
I don't think so. I think I think it'll be like the 20 series. Now, I want to bring up a point real quick too. They have now this is just a rumor too, but I'm going to keep it in the back of my head because it could be true. They are talking about a 3090, which by the looks of it, I haven't got really into too much
saw that.
detail.
I saw the
But
3090.
The Ryzen
It
9.
looks like it's going to
No.
be a dual GPU solution.
Well, yeah, the 90
doing-
and the NVIDIA has pretty much always designated a dual graphics card.
Yeah, it's basically the SLI without an SLI.
Now,
Yeah, like the 690 was a dual GPU on a single
Yep.
PCB. Yeah.
But
So-
the 3080, they're what I understand is they're doing away with the 3080 Ti and 3080, all these other like the different variations of the same thing. They're doing away with all
Until
those.
next year when they improve it and it's the 3080 Super and the 3070
and then,
Super.
then
Because-
they'll discontinue those cards and
Because,
they'll have
uh,
the super.
Because the 1080 Ti Super or whatever is now the 2070 regular. That's
No, it performs similar to the 2080. I
Well,
could be
with
wrong.
my understanding of it was basically that like one of my first NVIDIA graphics cards was a 680 or a 670, and that when the 700 series came out was basically as powerful as a 760 because there's improvements in power delivery and just general improvements overall. So
Well,
it's kind of like a step down,
yeah,
but yeah,
I've always taken it as the top tier card of last gen performs similar to like the non TI top card.
Right.
exactly.
That's
Like your
usually how
top
they have
tier
it.
basically is sometimes even it's literally that same card. They
Exactly.
just
Have
rebrand
like
it. Like
a
AMD
or
used to
a
do that a
power.
lot.
Yes, with the 79, the 7970
Hmm.
is the 390. I mean, the R9 390 and 290,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
basically the
AMD do
RX
that a lot.
480
Yeah.
too.
Well,
So
we could speculate about graphics cards all night long. This is, I mean, seriously, the difference between oh god, the Nvidia versus the AMD and the new 300 the new 3000 series. It's all speculative until we get more confirmation, and we're not going to get any more confirmation probably till September, because that's about the time that all the new hot tech rolls out towards the end of the year. You got the craze going on for all the fire sales with the Christmas coming up, and then you have all the new consoles coming out. And um, honestly, if that's the new style, cool. I don't think
yeah.
I'll buy one though. I mean, if I'm building a new system, I'm going for a 20. I'm not going for a 30.
Yeah.
I'll
I'm
probably
waiting
go.
until DDR5 to build a new computer.
Yeah, same. And and that's basically, honestly, right now, if you're building a computer, I am so glad that you can afford that much money on a computer, because you're spending twice as much on what's in that box as what you would be spending if it was a couple of months ago. Heaven help you. I'm sorry. You should not be
Well,
buying
hey
computer
man, I
components
guess
right
I'll just get a PS5. Jeez.
now. I know, because that's
Look at
recession
pre-builds.
proof.
Pre-builds right now are cheaper than building your own.
They are. They are. That could be a topic for another show. The pre-built versus the custom built right now. That'd be fine. Now, before we wrap this up, I would like to take a moment to say that I'm actually very concerned with where the future of tech is going to be going, because what we've been seeing now with all the shortages and the price gouging and all that other stuff, it's like there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now, and I know we haven't really acknowledged it, but it's going to affect things more in coming months than we may actually be realizing. Because if you think about it, like just your day-to-day life, what everything in your life is centered around some tech in some way. And I have a really bad feeling that as soon as people start going back to work, making money, spending that money. By the way, I heard that they're talking about another stimulus boost. Has anyone heard about that yet?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me
In
interrupt real
July.
quick.
Go ahead.
I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this. If not,
Are you
Joey, I hope
sworn to
you.
secrecy?
No, it's about unemployment though.
Okay.
Filing unemployment. Normally I was getting a certain amount of money. I got a letter recently saying I qualify for an additional $600
Yeah.
coming in.
Yeah.
So on top of that, I don't know if I will fall under a stimulus check. If I do fall under a stimulus check,
Probably.
I'm taking that fucking computer.
Well,
I'm
here's the
straight up
thing.
buying a better computer.
The new stimulus is supposed to happen in July. You got about an 80% chance of it happening now, and they're talking about more money than they gave you last time. So what they give us last time, $1,200. So they're
$1,200.
talking about $1,500 to $2,000 per person,
Taxable or untaxable? That's the question.
untaxed.
Okay,
Do I
because
hear myself
There's a
getting a new
PS5 and a
graphics card?
TV, baby. Bring it on.
do I hear myself getting a new
That's a VR and a PS5 right there.
VR? I was about
Yeah.
to say
I
new
need to
VR.
I need to get VR here soon.
But the thing is, though, they could keep giving us money. I mean, honestly, there's some people out there that badly need it, and I'm 100% behind those people getting it. I'm actually probably going to donate part of mine. 'Cause I was been fortunate enough. I've been able to work this entire time, and not everyone has. And there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things in this world that just aren't. How do I put it? Everything going on right now, money isn't going to fix the issue. It's not. They need to take that money and roll it into getting people back on their feet properly, getting work back on its cycle. And with everything being shut down, factories being shut down, uh, places are shut down to where they can't refine the natural materials to build the boards, to assemble the component, to ship to the place. I mean, good Lord, shipping is even out of the question now. I mean, you just bought a webcam. Could you find a good name brand one?
No, everything was
Yeah.
anything that was name brand was either sold out or
Yeah.
extremely expensive.
Now,
Tell them about when we were searching for the graphics card and the power supply, how long we had to search before we decided to go to Newegg.
God, dude, that was so bad. Amazon is so bad on buying
Yeah.
stuff right now for tech. It's ridiculous.
That $200, what was it, the $100 or $200 graphics card I got on Amazon was closer to $500 to $600 for a
Yeah.
$590.
I bought I was in Walmart one day and I randomly found the webcam that Rob is using, and I found it and I knew he didn't have one. I was like, my God, they're at Walmart. This is amazing. I should have grabbed two, but I grabbed it and I was like, it was like $23 or something like that. I looked at it online and it was $87. A $23 720 webcam. That's ridiculous.
Talk about how much a Switch costs, because you wanted to get one. Another
Switch?
Nintendo.
Oh, yeah. I was looking at getting a Switch. A Switch is $299, but right now it's like $500.
I got this for $310 without
Yeah.
insurance. I know, because I was like, I could barely pull together $3 out of my car to be able to help pay for this.
But now it's like $500. You could sell that for $400 right now.
I could sell this for $500.
But no one's got money to buy it. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
They will
That
be
stimulus money.
Keep an
open mind.
Keep your money in your pocket, people. Don't be building computers right now. Don't be buying components. Don't be buying, like, if you need something.
Do as we say, not as we do.
I'm not buying computer components right now. I don't recommend buying computer components
Philip's
right now.
like.
I mean, I'm gonna take.
All right, I'm out.
I went and bought a 1070 right before the markets really went to the crap. I got it. What are you doing?
Trying to walk myself back over.
He's on a carpet.
All I see is Phil in my.
He's
right-hand
doing the
corner.
running man. Leave him alone.
I got stuck on a Dorito bag.
Like I was
Wow.
saying,
All the judge.
I got my 1070 for 210 right before Corona happened, and now you can't find them for under like 250.
That name reminds me of a really
$300.
bad beer.
Here, let me look up real quick how much, because how much did you get your original Oculus for? Your Oculus Rift.
I got my Oculus for, I think it was $300.
That's how much refurbed units are right now from them, because
Right
they
now,
sell them again.
Newegg. I just looked. The Rift S, the PC Power VR, $541.99.
Yes, but this is the Rift with touch controls. This is the one that came with the 5 free games. This is it comes with 2 base stations. I bought a third, so you're actually getting a $100 base station with a $300 VR.
Right now, Oculus Go out
Anyway,
of stock.
we're gonna
Oculus
wrap
Quest.
it up. We're gonna wrap it up right there. We can start talking about this kind of stuff. It's gonna keep on forever. So basically, that's gonna be it for you guys. Thanks for joining us. I really appreciate my co-host for joining me, Destroyer. Where can people find you if they want to reach out to harass you for being a nerd?
My Twitch, which is my Discord, Destroyer 8604. Oh, actually, it's 660, I think.
I will put that in the description down below. Phillip, where can the nice people reach you?
Twitch.tv/Phillip_KUNZE.
Also in the description below. And Rob is probably the least connected person here. He doesn't even have a Twitter.
You just stick your head out the window and yell, Rob!
Rob!
And listen, and I'll respond.
We
I'll
need
get
to
back
make
to
him
you.
a channel that says Robbie Time.
Robbie time. You're stuck on that. That's like the 10th time I've heard you say that tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
We need
And
Robbie Time.
I am your host. I am Joey. I'm also known as Firecloud. I am at you can tweet me. You can at me all you want at Twitter at Firecloud, on Twitch, twitch.tv.firecloud, and right here, Nerd Evolution. If you go to my Twitch, you will have a link to our Discord. Come and join the nerd discussion. You can at us all you want. You can get in there and play some games with us. We do this once a week where we talk tech, talk nerdom, and just have a general nerd fest. Until next time, everyone, nerd.